I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
And welcome back to another color class. In today's color class, we are looking into the 6 dominant characteristic seasonal types. And then we're going even further into one of them, which is, of course, the soft.
Now, let me tell you a little bit about why we chose soft.
Well, the questions.
Yes.
All those questions.
We had so many questions in our comments about what does soft mean? Exactly, and many of them said, I get light and deep, easy. I get warm and cool, kind of easy, although some people were a little confused about it. But just about everybody said, what is a soft?
Right.
And conversely, obviously, it's the opposite of clear, and we can do clear separately. But I think as we talk about soft, we'll actually give the characteristics that are opposing soft to it, so you'll have a greater understanding of clear as well.
Right. So let's just dive into soft, because us both being soft people, I think we are best equipped to handle that question.
Yes, soft at heart and soft in appearance.
Right. And soft is kind of like you are just all over the place. Soft people
or all,
can be
all in one place.
Right.
It's like Sarah, when she says all over the place, she means you can have warm
cool
hair, cool skin,
right.
And so when people are looking at you, you're an amalgam of all those things.
Right. But you say all in one.
All in one, because your hair, your skin, your eyes, they are kind of close to each other in tone. You don't have a ton of contrast. So you may be kind of cool here or warm there, but tonally, it all kind of blends together. And when it blends together, that means, Sarah would tease me quite often because we work together in the same suite of offices quite frequently. And when she would look over at me and I'd be working, I'd have one eye closed. And she'd say, why do you have one eye closed? And I would say, I'm making her blurry. And so that you can see, if you kind of blur your vision, you can see that a soft person kind of blends together,
whereas they just become one.
Yes, whereas a high contrast person, it is very obvious for no matter how blurry you make your eyes that they are, they have a lot of contrast. Either they're from their hair to their skin, or they have really bright eyes. So back to soft, Sarah.
So to make soft very clarifying, you can be all over the place and you can be all in one.
Yes. Yeah. Now, does that answer your question? Okay, we're done.
All right. So soft people, I usually hear the reference of mousy hair, but I kind of just feel
I hate that.
I know. It's such just... I don't want to say it, but we're kind of just have like ishy hair.
Well, ish is always my characteristic, her hair is blondish, grayish, goldish, not grayish. And Sarah, your hair is red.
Reddish, brownish.
No, your hair is red, but
there's some brownness in there. There's some light.
True.
Because in the soft palette, you will have dark blondes, mousy hair color. You also have light brown hair. So it's kind of like this combination of ishy hair.
So let's agree to call it ashy brown, ash blonde, kind of a mid-tone. Also, what you won't see in the soft palette is very white hair,
right,
or black hair. It's always kind of in the middle, unless, of course, you've got a really dark skin tone. Your hair is right there in the same family as your skin tone, and your eyes are right there in the same family as the skin tone. Then you can have dark hair,
right?
Or and white hair. I don't know. I've never seen anybody who had just stark white hair that could move more toward soft.
That white hair is so high contrast.
But I tell you what does happen when people get gray, their hair becomes ishy.
Right.
It's grayish quite frequently. And I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this, but when anybody describes a gray-haired person, if a person's hair is salt and pepper, inevitably they say, oh, she's gray. She has gray hair. That's it.
Right. But
if their hair is like mine, they always say, well, it's grayish.
Right.
It's interesting because salt and pepper is a characteristic of both winter, which is a clear season, and so it would be the opposite of grayish, salt and pepper versus grayish. So basically what we're saying is soft people are, if you're running away from the scene of a crime, people aren't going to say, oh, she's warm, she had red hair, or they're not going to say, oh, she was cool, she was like an ice princess, and they're not going to say, oh, she was really light, she was wispy, really light, or she was really dark. They're not going to say that about soft people, and they're probably never going to say, oh, you're soft. So if you decide to commit a crime, you'll probably get away with it because you would be indescribable to the police because there's nothing really distinct about us.
We're not promoting that, but
well, you do you.
Yeah, I did want to clarify me, for instance. I know when we're talking about red hair, of course I have this like very vibrant red hair.
It's in the red hair family. It's not very vibrant.
Right.
There are bright redheads. So in the redhead family, you're actually soft.
Right. So just clarifying, I'm a softer version, even though I do have red hair. My hair is like reddish. It's not, those vibrant redheads. It's just ish. And then another thing that we talk about with soft people is their eye colors. They can be brown, blue, green, hazel, and they can also change colors, which is another category that we both fall into with our changing eye color.
Sarah is my beautiful daughter. And when she was a baby, her hair was golden blonde. And her eyes were vivid blue.
Like your shirt blue.
Yes, and I have the photographs to prove it. If you guys, anybody wants to call me out, I will post those photographs or we'll do a video on it.
Oh, you are so ready. You're like, please, somebody, just one person ask.
Yes, you asked me for baby pictures. I got tons. But anyway, the bottom line is I was told when I was a youngster that I had blonde hair. I remember people saying, oh, look at that beautiful blonde hair, or hey, Cindy, blondes have more fun. And they would tease me about that. And I would get really mad. I don't know why. But anyway, as I got older and as Sarah got older, her hair changed. And the funny thing about Sarah is we didn't know it. She was a competitive cheerleader. And so she got her hair highlighted all the time because she wanted to look like the girls on the team. And we did that. And then ultimately, I was forking out $300 for highlights one day. And I said, nope, not doing it. We're going to go back to your natural color. And we didn't know what it was. I thought it would just be blonde the way it was when she was a baby. And they matched her roots and we got this. And she loved it, right? You did love it.
It was definitely a time in my life where I was all over the place. And being a redhead was not cool. So it was just, I had to learn to love it.
Oh, that's so sweet because she told me she loved it. I think she was just trying to save me money. But bottom line, I did go off topic again, but you guys said in the comments that you don't mind. But bottom line is this is her natural hair color, and it has been since she was 12-ish, 13 years old. And I guess it changed at puberty. And I think mine changed about the same time. And we had the same color journey at particular ages. And the reason I went off topic like this is because we have the same eye color. Mine are faded, but hers are still bright. And they're bluish, greenish, grayish-ish.
Right.
So nobody can call our eyes any particular color. If they were describing the color of our eyes, they would have to say, well, they're kind of bluish or grayish or
So are we talking we should commit more crimes?
Well, you know what? What is on your driver's license?
It does say I have, I think, duochrome eyes. I think it's duochromatic, something like that.
Yeah, they wouldn't put ish on my driver's license. They put gray.
You have gray? I didn't think gray was an option.
They gave me gray.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But I wanted ish. Actually, I wanted bluish, greenish, grayish.
Yeah. So if you are somebody that does have color changing eyes, you might just fall into a soft season. Also, another thing that I want to add, eyebrows. My hair, very vibrant red, but my eyebrows, I actually have to draw them on with a warm pencil. I have very cool toned brows.
Oh, and off topic here. My eyebrows did not exist until about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years. When was it, Sarah?
Yeah.
That I had them microbladed. Mm-hmm. And I had them microbladed into a darker color than maybe I anticipated. But when I got them done, I stopped looking like Mona Lisa and I started looking like a normal person. And so these aren't really these brows are not my eye color.
Even before your brows, you still had tattooed brows.
Oh, I got those done like 10 years ago and they faded really fast. Mm-hmm. So my brows have been the bane of my existence for years because they were the color of my skin.
Right.
And
it's just very, very light brows. Like, they're just non-existent.
Yes, and it looked ridiculous. And so I had to draw on my brows every single morning. Mm-hmm. So, I highly recommend microblading. I'm not a doctor, but I'm just saying that it worked for me.
All right. So back to soft. Getting back on topic. I know. Getting back on topic. Soft people, your colorings. The colors that you're going to be wearing are also soft to match your soft overall appearance and giving you that color harmony. So when you think of soft colors, you're probably going to go soft and cool, and I'm probably going to go soft and warm.
True. Mm-hmm. And we're going to show you a palette. Mm-hmm. And so what you'll see is there's not a giant, you won't see black and white. You'll see tonally, notice the colors are kind of in the middle of the range. Now, that's not to say that you don't get deeper colors and lighter colors. You do. Mm-hmm. But one thing that we recommend for softs is, let's say you're combining two different colors with a jacket and a turtleneck or whatever. I know that's old school, but combining two different colors. We highly recommend that you don't go over 2 shades apart on that. Mm-hmm. In other words, if you're doing a light blue turtleneck and a darker blue jacket, it should be literally about 2 shades apart. It should not be, this dramatic contrast.
Right. That's what we want to avoid, is that contrast.
The key word there is contrast. You want to avoid that. And the same is true in printed clothes. So even if you see something and it's got something out of your palette, what you won't want to do is have that in the print with something that's dramatically contrasty. Right. Because again, what you want to do is frame your beauty, your masterpiece, and you want to frame that with something that accents your beauty and doesn't detract from it. Mm-hmm. And as a soft, you want to make sure that you avoid high contrast.
Mm-hmm. And if you do end up wearing something that's a high contrast color, what's going to happen is it is going to arrive in the room before you. So if you do want to show off your latest outfit, go for it in a high contrast color, but it's not going to let you be the star. It's going to take over your coloring.
And you'll find that people sometimes I jump outside of my palette because I feel like it, or I like the detail on a dress, or I just want it.
Do it all the time.
And so when I jump outside my palette and I go someplace and people give me a compliment, they usually say, "Oh, I love that color."
Right.
I love that. When people are always complimenting the color that you're wearing, it is likely that you're in the wrong season. Mm-hmm. Usually, when you're in your season, they will say, "Wow, you look beautiful," or "You look great." Or, in my case, sometimes they say, "Wow, you look like you got some sleep last night."
Oh, stop it.
Well, no, I mean, really, that's been said. So you will look more rested. You will look more beautiful. And if you're soft and you stick to your basic low contrast, and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. There's nothing wrong with low contrast. Mm-hmm. But if you stick to that kind of methodology when you make your selections and when you get dressed and so forth, then people are going to say, "You look beautiful," rather than, "I love your green in your dress. That's really pretty."
You know what I was just thinking?
What?
I am wearing the complete wrong color for this video, being like a soft video today because I am wearing a deeper color, but I will do a video on tips and tricks on how to wear deeper colors if you are somebody who is softer.
Well, I was just about to say, when Sarah is like pushing the boundaries of her season, I notice that she always has her hair pulled back. Now, why is that, Sarah?
Well, it's darker when you pull it back. It doesn't have when it's out, it's a little bit lighter, but over by in this area, slicked back gel with a little gel, it gets a little darker. So I have a little bit more contrast and wiggle room.
You don't see much hair.
Right. So it takes away, the lighter color that's in the back, gives me a little bit more contrast. Of course, I have product in it, so it's making it a little bit deeper of a red. I'm able to wear a darker lip as well, so I can actually build that contrast. And of course, like I said earlier, I drew on my brows a bit darker and I used a very warm pencil because my brows are very cool. It's weird.
Yeah, they're like grayish brown.
Right. It's like if you literally took brown hair and added a couple drops of gray, that's my brow color. It does not match my hair.
I have always been so, I'll admit something right here now. I have always been so jealous of your eyebrows.
Well, it's so weird because I have two totally different colors going on. And of course, that's a characteristic of soft. My eyebrows do not match my hair color. So if I have warm brows like I do today, completely drawn on, but you'll also see me with some cool brows if I do rock a cooler color. Now, if I am going to wear a cooler color, I do leave my brows a cool brown. I leave my skin tone my cool skin tone. I just pull back my hair as much as I possibly can to
somebody
navigate that.
Somebody said in one of the comments, it just cracked me up. They said, well, you can fake your season. And the whole time you're describing that, I'm like thinking she's faking her season. She's trying to get more contrast.
I fake my season all the time, especially because I can try to step out and do different seasons because I am kind of this
soft.
I'm soft. I'm like this mixing bowl. Even if I were to wear something deeper like this or even cooler and deeper, I do the same thing. I pull my hair back. I gel it so it gets deeper, so it looks darker. I do the contrast with my brows. So I kind of just blend these different seasons together because I'm like this melting pot.
Right. So there's a little tip for you other softs who are looking to be a little more contrasty from time to time. Mm-hmm. Just pull your hair back. Make sure that you balance your clothing with your lip. Mm-hmm. Doesn't have to be the same color, but it has to be the same intensity.
Right. Yeah. So, and even say just make sure you're navigating. If your hair is warm, and your hair's out, then you're wearing warmer colors. If your hair's cool and it's out, then you're wearing cooler colors. Just navigate and make sure. That's why we think color analysis, learning the different palettes is so important because we kind of can blend and mix and match. And even if we dye our hair, that's why we think this is so important. So you can actually look good in whatever you wear. And we might have to make these small changes, like literally a completely different color of brow, the pencil that I use. But those are the small changes that we just learned through color analysis, and we learned how to adapt to whatever season that we're wearing.
And to take that a step further, and I'm glad you brought that up because I think that color analysis gets a really bad rap. Do you know what Picasso said? Okay, a little art history here. Picasso was a brilliant artist in terms of his ability to draw faces. I mean, they were super realistic. He was a brilliant classical artist. And then he went off into this realm where he was doing, kind of the angles and the weird upside down eyeballs and the nose sticking out the side of the head and whatever. And so people said, well, what's going on here? And he said, when you know the rules, when you really have an excellent grasp of the rules and you're able to work within the rules, only then can you step outside the rules and come up with something that's truly creative and beyond the rules, beyond the basics, but you've got to know the basics. And we will take that a step further and say that you've got to know multiple systems, because there are nuances in every system that will teach you how to be a better color analyst. And I'm, you guys let me know, but I don't know any entity that is teaching all of the systems. And I think it's critical because you can learn so much from other systems. And some people say, well, I don't want to know about that. That system isn't right. That system, only my system is right. But you know what? There is something in every single system that is going to make you a brilliant color analyst for particular clients.
Absolutely.
Or yourself.
Yeah. So if you want to come along this color journey with us, we would love to have you. Don't forget to subscribe and to like this video. We are a new YouTube channel. We are trying to build this YouTube channel as big as we can possibly get it.
Because we want a whole world of color analysts to be just better and more broad. And we want people to be saying, oh my gosh, where were you trained? How do you have all this depth of knowledge?
So don't forget to share it with your friends too. If you all want to do color analysis, we are here for you, and we are teaching as much as we possibly can.
And we answer comments.
I know there's a lot to learn, but we are doing it together. We're doing it one video at a time. So please come along with this journey with us. Just hit that subscribe button. And lastly, I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
And this has been another color class, and we'll see you in our next video.